Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, Football Friday is here. Man, we don't have many left. Did it just jump up on me? It's like week 11? Wow.
Yeah.
Football season, where have you gone? Don't go. Don't leave me. Got Thanksgiving in what, 2 weeks? Christmas right around
we
the
had
corner?
Thanksgiving in October where I come from.
Oh, yeah. Of course you did. Sure you did. Oh, yeah. Welcome into the JP Peterson Show, and all you Petermans are already in here. We love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We look forward to conversing with you via the comment section, which you could do at YouTube. You could do at X. You could do at Facebook. The JP Peterson Show. Just look it up. Have some fun. Go to fanstreamsports.com, the new incredibly exciting website where we have all the local Tampa Bay content, all the national content. Everything's going on at FanStream Sports. Woo! Great stuff. Great stuff. So thank you guys for jumping in here. We got merch. Got lots of merch. Got my merch on. I wear my merch every day. Now that y'all sending me all this merch, we love it. Ashley's going to make us some female merch. She wants some female merch.
Of course she does. Of course she does.
All right. So we're going to get into Bucs-Bills. Very intriguing matchup. Very intriguing matchup. I was kind of looking into the Bills yesterday and what the hell's going on with them. Watched a little bit of that Dolphins game.
Yep.
Their defense is not great. They do not tackle great. Bucky Irving would be a really, really good addition to this game for the Buccaneers if they can get him back, because I think they would struggle tackling the toughest running back in the league to tackle because he makes the most people miss. Big deal getting him back. He did take reps yesterday, and Josh Grisard did say, we don't give reps to players we don't think can play.
Interesting.
What a shot in the arm that would be. And one of our great commenters, great football minds, asked me yesterday, I'm sorry I forget who did it because my brain don't work like that, said, will that give Baker some more room, maybe remove the spy? I would think so. I would think if you have to deal with Bucky in the flat and his explosiveness, I think you probably want to play a little bit more conservative coverage and not dedicate a particular player just to Baker Mayfield, who's not moving that well anyway right now. Could be getting better. So I would think yes. I think it's a total game changer the way you have to play the Buccaneers. And again, the Bills are 30th in the league in run defense. They're not great. And the Bucs ran for 113 yards last week, 5.4 yards of carries against the number one rush defense in the Patriots. This ain't the number one rush defense this week. It's not even close.
No.
And if you can run the football, you can control the football game. That's the way it always works. And when it's going to be wet, it's going to be sloppy, it's going to be cold. That's a recipe for running the damn football. Now, of course, the Bills are going to want to do the same thing with James Cook, second best by numbers running back in the league, by many accounts the best. But the Bucs are pretty good against the run and have been for quite some time. And if you can run the football and stop the run, about 75% of the time you win the game. Now you got to go out and execute. And obviously Josh Allen is a complete wild card and he's an X factor. And if you let him out and make plays, you're going to get beat. You're going to get beat. Simple as that. So control the rush, control Josh Allen, and get your running game going. So we'll talk a little bit more about the Bucs as we go through the show.
By the way,
I've got
the back and forth video of Baker and Josh Allen as they sort of troll each other a little bit.
Yeah, good friends. Okay, well, let's run that here in a second. Evan Closkyy is going to join us at 10:30 from Tampa Bay. Tim will break down the Bucs and all things local sports. Maybe talk a little Rays baseball. Pretty good chance the Big O is going to jump in here at some point. He usually chops in at the end on Friday, so we'll talk about that. Ken Babby, the new CEO of the Rays, was over at Ferg's the other night chatting up the fans. They had a little event over there, and he bought a round for everybody.
Wow.
So he hadn't been here a year. He's buying rounds.
That's a good way to endear yourself to the fan base.
Yeah, go around town buying people beer. Yeah, that's excellent. That's a tried and true. That goes back to the medieval times. That marketing works all the time.
That reminds me, JP, a couple years ago when Josh Harris took over ownership of the Washington Redskin Commando football teams.
Right.
Whatever their flagship radio station is that they broadcast all their games on there in D.C., was doing a live remote out at one of the bars, that day that they were announcing it and everything. Is right down the street from the stadium where they did it. Josh Harris showed up at the broadcast remote at the bar unannounced, wearing, after the press conference, after the announcement, all that, and, of course, jumped on the air, as guys will normally do with the egos and everything, and then bought the entire bar a round of drinks.
Damn right.
And, dude, everyone went nuts. Like, Daniel Snyder would never do that. No, he wouldn't, because he's an idiot.
He wouldn't. It's not part of their DNA.
Yeah. So they're doing it right. They're doing it right.
They are. They're doing it right. I love it. They're doing a lot of good things already. The $10 tickets, single game tickets went on sale yesterday. Saw a lot of people online going, I grabbed my $10 tickets for this, got the $10 tickets for that, blah, 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 blah. So ticket prices are significantly down. There's going to be a lot more marketing efforts, family packs, thing like that. We're going to see as the season goes along, which the Rays rarely did. They did at some points, but then, they would always back off it. Nothing consistent. So you're going to see a completely different attitude towards the fans. You're going to see a Lightning Buccaneers type attitude towards the fans, where there's actual reach out to the fans. There's actual, grassroots to the fans. And it's just something that has never been done. It's never been done here. So that's why there's so much potential for this Rays team. I love it. Absolutely love it. Lonnie Wilkins is in here already. Says $10 tickets, baby, at the Trop. They also had a BOGO for opening day in another game that wasn't Cubs or Yankees series. How about that? BOGO. Who's never done BOGO? The Rays. You know who's done BOGO? Everybody else in the league. Yeah, I used to highlight this all the time on the show, Tim. Just got old because it was just every day. I would go around. We would go on the websites of other baseball teams and go, "Oh, look, they have a BOGO offer. Oh, look, they have a family pack for $25. Oh, look, they have this. What do the Rays have? $60 outfield seats. Come and get them. That's it. That's all you get, and $50 for parking. So yeah, it's going to be.
Can I take like 30 seconds and just let everybody know how confused I am by that marketing strategy?
Which one?
BOGO. What does BOGO stand for, JP?
Buy one, get one?
Yeah. If I'm buying one, I better sure as F get one. Like, that should be the standard. They're saying it wrong. If you buy one, you get two. That's how it's supposed to be said. That has bothered me since the first time I ever saw Payless Shoe Source do a BOGO commercial on TV.
Well, you're from Canada.
I'm like, look, if I buy one, you're going to give me one. Damn right it's BOGO. Every day is BOGO.
Oh, you
tell
buy
me that
one.
I'm getting two.
Let me explain the English.
Buy one, get one free. BOGOF.
You buy one means you get one.
Yeah.
When you buy one, you get one.
Yes.
So with the buy one part, you already have one. Get one means, okay, now we have two.
So you buy one, you get one free.
Right.
Okay, so buy one, so it's BOGOF.
Yeah, but nobody wants to put BOGOF out there.
It makes every marketing person sound like a moron when they advertise BOGO because, yes, every purchase is by definition a BOGO purchase.
You think someone's that's wrong.
No, I'm right.
Wrong.
I'm right. That has bothered me for 30 years since I first saw that advertising campaign.
Yeah. Rick says, while Ken was buying drinks at Ferg, Stu was looking for cigarette butts in the parking lot and counting the mustard packets. I'm getting a little feedback on your end. Is that on your end?
Probably.
Okay. Terry says the best deal I ever got at the Trop was $5 Bud Lights. Yeah, when was that? Yeah, I think they did do that one time. Yeah. They used to do that up in the beach, if I'm not mistaken.
Damn.
Yeah, there were fits and stops of actual, and there were some really good marketing things that everybody would. Oh yeah, the $10 center field seats. There were a couple of things, and people would get really excited, and then it would just end. And they used to, at first there was like free parking and you can bring in your own food, which was great, but that ended as well. So, yeah, never any consistency with that. So that's why, looking forward to just having so many more ideas. And Ken Babby clearly is a minor league guy, having run minor league teams where you really got to market your team to get people, because people aren't coming to see Major League Baseball players. They're coming for a good time and just watching a baseball game. So you got to market the hell out of your team. And he knows all about that. So, but you can do it at the major league level as well. And you combine the great entertainment of Major League Baseball with great fun marketing pieces. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. Lonnie Bookett said, someone said the party decks isn't available now. Wonder if all-inclusive party deck package is in the works, or the son of a bitch fell off the structure.
Are they bringing the Rays back in the pool?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Rays have been staying at a local aquarium while their new home is being built. So, yes, they will have the touch tank back. You can go fondle the Rays as much as you
Now
like.
that's a marketing campaign.
There you go. There you go.
It's a brand new season. We're back at the Trop. Come fondle your Rays.
And I think as they get back in there, the party decks and all that stuff, I think you're going to see what they can rebuild and wait to see what's cost effective and then do that. But until they can really get back in there, get the roof on, I'm not sure they're going to be able to kind of announce those party deck areas. But I think that's coming. I definitely think that's coming. Also, Scott Carter is going to join us today at Closkyy 10:30. Scott Carter at 11 o'clock to talk Ole Miss and Florida. The Gators completely. We didn't really talk too much about that. What an absolute laydown at Kentucky. You go under Billy Gonzalez, their interim coach, and you go to Jacksonville, and you had Georgia beat. You had Georgia beat the team that may win the national championship. I don't think they will, but they have a shot, right? They're top 3 or 4 right now?
Yeah.
5, somewhere in there. You had them beat. And then you go to Kentucky and lay down like that, 38-7. Lagway throws 3 picks. And, I mean, I don't even know. Have we seen who's going to – we'll find out from Scott Carter. Obviously, Lagway was benched. I know early in the week Gonzalez was not committing to putting him back in. Maybe they already know he's gone, because he was pretty much, a Napier guy and loyal to Napier. And if you're getting a sense that he's going to hit the portal, see what you got in Tramel Jones. So that's the Gators are in a little bit of disarray right now. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's what's going to make my pick
optics
so
of Lane
shocking.
Kiffin. A friend of mine. And we got picks coming up. Yeah. Lane Kiffin was doing his radio show, I guess, last night. A friend of mine sent me a picture from Ole Miss, and he's like, "Yeah, we're going to kidnap Lane, and Gator fans going to bring him back to Gainesville." So that's going to be rather expensive. So this go round of college coaching carousel is going to be, I think, the most fascinating ever, because obviously Lane is the linchpin, and now the NFL is knocking on all the doors of these college coaches. With Sarkisian, there have been rumors that Sark's going to the NFL, rumors that Lane Kiffin's going to the NFL. And if that happens, and you got, Matt Rule has already been locked down at Nebraska, and I don't understand, the sudden appeal of Matt Rule, but
I don't either.
I guess he's done some good stuff. He seems to be a decent college coach, not great, but James, we haven't heard a peep from James Franklin until when he was fired, went on College Game Day, and we haven't heard a peep from him. Does he already have a deal locked up? And if Lane doesn't go to Florida, who's going there? Eli Drinkwitz? Is he moving? Will Florida State fire Mike Norvell? Yeah, I think that decision's already been made. So why aren't they doing it?
Well, and I think NFL teams are going to sort of dictate some of this as well.
Yeah, because I think it's fair to say now that with the way college football is going right now, the NFL jobs are more appealing. Just the uncertainty of the NFL and of college football. And you're just, and I hear this off the record from coaches that it's really hard to deal with these kids because they have power. They have the power now. They can go whenever the hell they want. And it's a 24/7 constant recruiting and a constant balance between trying to coach these kids hard and not piss them off and have them leave. And it's a constant conundrum. Can you imagine if, it's like parenting and the kid can just leave and go, my friend Joey got a really big house over there, got an offer from him. They got an extra bedroom. So, next time mom and dad yell at me, I'm out. How do you parent a kid when he can just leave and go down the street, right? And when you go, you go out there and see if you can fend for yourself. Okay. Yeah, I got options. Little Susie's dad really likes me, so we got an extra room over there. Oh, okay. I mean, how do you do it? I think it's what drove Nick Saban out of college football, and he ain't coming back. I would be shocked if he came back.
No, I've seen numerous people that would be in the know around him say the only reason that he would contemplate returning to college football is if the transfer portal and the NIL undergo complete changes.
Right.
He's not dealing with that. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him either. So yeah, it's tough. So I think you're going to see some exodus of really good college coaches to the NFL because of that. And then it's like, who's next? Who's next at UF? Who's next at Florida State? And, it's speaking of Florida State, I'm trying, and a lot of people are trying to figure out why Mike Norvell has not been fired yet. Now, there is some incremental savings. I was told it was $5 to $10 million between the staff and him if they wait till the end of the season. I've seen other reports that that's not true. Josh Pate said that it's not much of a difference. I don't know what that everybody's level of not much compared to a $60 million buyout. $5 million is not much, right? So I don't know. I don't know what that means. And one of the points he made was, if you fire Mike Norvell now, he gets in the coaching cycle, and he has a mitigation clause in his contract. So he could be out looking for jobs now and mitigating what you have to pay him. But a lot of these coaches, we saw this with Charlie Strong when he came from Texas and was getting paid from Texas. They go and get these, group of 5 jobs, and they don't pay him anything for the term, $1 million bucks. So the offset normally isn't that big anyway. Now, if some team, bigger team wants to come get a P4 and wants to come get Mike Norvell, which would shock me, then maybe it would be more offset. I don't know. But there is some advantage to him, getting rid of him and going to an interim coach and going to, plus there's, it spares you the embarrassment of his press conferences, frankly, which to me are very embarrassing. So I don't really know what the strategy is from Mike Alford. But I really believe in him. I think he knows what he's doing. You don't get all these facilities built and not know what you're doing. I think, they're ahead of the curve in terms of their stadium that with all the new premium, and that brings in more revenue. They're ahead of the curve in terms of their facilities that they just built that new football only facility. So he's done it. I think he's done a tremendous job. People do not like the way he's handling this coaching search. And I get it. I think there's a lot of good arguments of like, why the hell didn't you just fire him? We kind of look like buffoons. Florida fired their guy. So, why don't we fire our guy? And here's one thing I do hear is like, oh, well, they've already started looking for their next head coach. Well, how do you know Alford hasn't done that? I think he has. I think he is already looking for his head coach. He just, I think you can argue the interim coach model too. I mean, if the interim coach comes in and wins a few games, that screws up your search. There's that. So to me, I don't really think you can judge it until it's done. Like, who's the next? Now, if they stick with Mike Norvell for next year, I think that's idiocy. I think that's absolute idiocy. But if they replace him, I'm not saying this is done, but let's just say if he's already got a deal done, talking about Mike Alford with James Franklin or someone else who we would all agree was like, oh, that's an upgrade, that's a good choice, then there's a lot of bitching and moaning going on about nothing. This is why I think it's hard to criticize certain decisions. Like we're talking about some of the injury decisions and, Grizzard, is he a good offensive coordinator? How do you even know? He's had his C plus roster all year long. We don't know yet. That is an incomplete grade. But until Mike Alford makes a hire and this process is complete, it's kind of hard to criticize. But I know a lot of people are because, look what Florida did. Well, did they do it right? I don't know. Has it made their season any better? I would say no. But we're 2 games into the interim coach, and we'll see who they end up with. But I think to think that FSU's not out looking for their next coach is a little naive. I think they absolutely are. And they're just, giving – I don't even think they're giving Mike a chance to save his job. I think they're just basically saying, what's the point of upsetting this? We still want to get some wins. And I think there's also a factor of you've got some home games and I think one more home game, Virginia Tech this week. And it's like the fans have invested a lot, in all the ticket prices went up, the new stadium, all that. So I think you want to give your team a best chance to win. And I think you can definitely argue that keeping the head coach and keeping stability around it gives you a better chance to win. I know he's not a great coach, and I don't think he's a very good game coach. You could probably argue that, if they hired Gus Malzahn as the interim, would he be better? I don't know. It could be. I just think we have to wait to see what happens. Let's wait to see the process, and then we'll decide, did they F it up or did they not? To me, I think it's undecided. And we'll see what Florida does too. But I think it's going to be fascinating, absolutely fascinating where different coaches are going. And now, Timmy, are you hearing anything about Sark in Texas moving on? Because that's a linchpin. If he goes to the NFL, then we got musical chairs.
It is.
And I think that Texas job is probably considered.
Is it considered desirable? Because I don't know. Because I don't know if you know what you've got in your quarterback, right? And I think that's kind of Sark's thing right now. He kind of got Arch Manning thrust upon him, and he wanted him. I mean, he went out and got him for sure. But there's reports saying that he's done in Austin, and I've got reports saying that he's going to sign another extension. So, it's all, I think it's all predicated on what's available to him at the end of the year. He's,
right.
Again, the NFL is very appealing for these guys. It's appealing for him. He's already made those comments publicly, how much fun the NFL would be to coach in. I think a lot of these kind of old school, and I consider him kind of an old school coach. He came up under Saban, like a lot of these guys did. I think they're kind of done with all of this, the NIL and the transfer portal. It's just, you can't manage that. It's almost impossible to manage your roster and your program with all of the uncertainty that both of those things bring. And it's got to be frustrating. So, I mean, it depends on what's going to come available on the NFL circuit. Is Miami going to be available? That would be appealing to him for sure, I would think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So.
And I think that job will be available.
I kind of do too. I mean, I think that's as given as that's a very much of a Florida State thing going on right now, right? I think with Norvell. So
Mr. King is back with another bad prediction.
I saw the prediction. Yeah.
Norvell will be there in 2026.
Track record's not real good there, King.
We will wager on that, my friend. We will wager on that. All right. 6-pack on Norvell. He is not going to be there.
Supposedly he's already been pre-fired, whatever that means.
Yeah. And William Madden says, if Knowles win 2 more games and win a bowl game, do you still fire the coach? Yes. First of all, that ain't happening. Who they beating? Virginia Tech's awful. If you don't, and they could lose to them, but you're not winning at NC State on a Friday night, and you're certainly not winning in Gainesville. I don't know. Maybe if the Gators quit, if they quit on their coach, maybe you win. I don't know. I guess you got a chance. You got a shot. But from what I've seen, and it's the reason you fired the guy, this team's awful. And they got talent. They got talent there. There's no accountability. Absolutely zero accountability. And the players don't even respect. Like, I have a couple clips, and maybe I'll send them to you, and we can show them. We shouldn't be showing highlights. I get that, but everybody else does it.
We'll figure it out.
But Jerry Wilson, number 19, literally like 3 plays in a row against Clemson. He is turning down contact, diving at knees, sticking out arms. I'm not tackling anybody. And to Norvell's credit, he pulled him off the field. I guess he pulled him off the field because he when right in front of the FSU bench, a Clemson player is running at him and he just sticks out his arm. Right in front of your own bench. I'm like, wow, that takes some nuts. And this is one of the NIL kids I think they got from Houston, I believe, corner, making like $1 million. So Norvell pulls him off the field, and then like 2 series later, he's back in there. Like, what are you doing? And if you're sitting behind that guy, if you're like a freshman, a 3-4 star or 4-star, and I think we have a couple of corners that are behind this guy, and you brought him in and you gave him the starting job, this is why there's no loyalty.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? I've been here 2 years. This guy comes in, you pay him $1 million to take my job, and he won't even tackle anybody. What the F are we doing?
It's a bad precedent.
Yeah, and everybody sees it. And that's why it's just why they're laughing in the locker room at Mike Norvell. The guy's a clown. He's a charlatan. I don't know what the hell happened to the guy, but in 6 years, if you cannot create a culture, if you cannot live up to the brand, if you do not have an identity, if you cannot recruit a single effing quarterback in 6 years at FSU that's any good at all, you got to go. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and make them. We made this argument. He's gone. He's gone. But who's next, and how's it going to work? Larry Sprinkle. That's a nice holiday name, isn't it?
It is.
Larry Sprinkle. I said, I commend the $10 ticket price, but this earlier start time reeks of a team that doesn't understand where their fans are. Yeah, Larry, I agree. It's a 6:40 start time. I mean, at least, in terms of season tickets, we haven't seen the numbers in a lot of years, but at last count, I think 60 or 70% of the season ticket holders, and there weren't many, or ticket buyers come from Hillsborough County. So earlier start time does not, that's not working for the fan base. I don't think. But I know they've done their research. There must be a reason why they're doing that. But I think 7:10, 7:05, that is probably a better time so the people from Hillsborough County can get over there. I don't know. These are more about the Monday through Thursday games, but I do like the $10 tickets. Larry Sprinkle adds, I live an hour away from the Trop. If I'm worried about bedtime, I can leave the game early, but with a 6:40 start time, I can't get to the Trop before the third inning. It's a great point. Speaking of Lagway, Jordan G says Lagway isn't leaving. His NIL won't be any higher than it is now with his play so far. He has a ton of endorsements through a lot of big name brands. He won't sacrifice Ben's, Gainesville, and Gatorade. Okay. Good information.
He can get those anywhere.
But will he? And the way he's played? But I think
another school that's desperate for a quarterback, yes, they will make a splash, and he will be their savior, just like he was the Gators when he got there.
I agree. And he's played well at times, right? I think he just all the injuries kind of, I think, piled up on him and didn't get an off season to work and get better. And then things went poorly all over the freaking, not just with him. So I think the jury should be out on Lagway. I don't think we know if he's a good or a bad quarterback. Yeah. He's in development. Yeah. And I do agree with you, Timmy. I think someone would take a chance on him.
Yeah. But also, not another SEC school, but
But I think Jordan has a good point. You got all those things already. And I think if I were Lagway, I would stay. And of course, it also depends on who the next coach is. I mean, if they do get Lane Kiffin, of course you're not leaving. You're not going anywhere.
You may not be playing either if you get Lane Kiffin, though.
What's that?
You may not be playing if you get Lane Kiffin.
True. But I don't think Lane would take the job if he didn't think Lagway, if he was keeping Lagway. Now, if Lane had a quarterback that he wanted to bring with him, that's a whole different deal. But and that does
Jackson Dart, you want to come play for the Gators? You got any eligibility left?
They might be able to pay you more.
Matt Corral, you want to come back to college?
And Jordan adds, Lagway has no leverage to go elsewhere. His play is on himself, and he's taking accountability. He has one of the best wide receiver corps in the nation, but they can't stay healthy. And that's true, too.
Yeah, I agree with all
that. He hasn't had a lot of reps with these guys, even in the offseason or during the season, because they're all in and out. So, definitely an issue. All right, we touched on a lot of stuff there in the first segment. I like that. So let's take a break. Fire. We'll come back. Evan Closkyy will join us on the other side, and we'll get into a whole bunch of other stuff. We'll get his great perspective on all this. We're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES lawgroup.com. They're local, they are trusted, and they get results. The Gator Report brought to you by Jeeves Law Group coming up with Scott Carter. Folks, if you're in an accident or you have any legal issues at all, the Jeeves Law Group will give you a free case evaluation. So you need to ask a lawyer a question. What's going on? Do I have a case? They'll take it right there, and they'll tell you if you do. So Jeeves Law Group is the website. Just go there. You can email them. You can call them, whatever you want to do. They do have offices in St. Pete and in Tampa, like real offices. And, of course, they're always out in the community doing great things. So support the local companies. The Jeeves Law Group's one of them. We love them. And I am a non-attorney spokesman, by the way. And Genesis of Tampa, get yourself a new car for Christmas. And you don't even have to make a payment until 2026, right? Tremendous vehicles over there. The GV70, GV80, the SUVs are fantastic. Great value, great luxury. Go test drive it over there. You're going to get a great deal. The lease deals are ridiculous over there right now. So check it out. Go to the website, genesisoftampa.com. Back in 3. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. You got to go over there and try their wings. They are my favorite. You can get them at a happy hour, get 8 wings for just $12. Pair it with a hazy IPA they have there, which is absolutely fantastic. They got $3 domestics, $5 wells, the great food, the great staff, everything over Riveters. If you're going to watch games tonight, tomorrow, all weekend long, it is Riveters, the best sports bar and grill, best food, best staff, best everything. We love them. Riveters right there, just north of 275, just south of the stadium on Dale Mabry. All right, let's welcome in our good buddy from Tampa Bay 10, the great Evan Closkyy, joining us here, sports director. What's up, my friend? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Oh, if I was any better, I'd be farting confetti.
There
That's
we
how
go.
good I am.
I'd pay good money for that.
I am.
Yeah.
With
you, JP, we know you're farting a lot. So
That's right. I'm an old man. That's the way it works.
You don't even know the half of it, Evan.
We have this show has devolved. Thank you very much. Sorry about that, Evan. I really apologize. You are such a stately broadcaster too. I love your commentaries. You do, and you present it so well with such maturity and clarity and nuance. I love your work. And then you come on the show and Tim's hitting the fart button. This is what we get. So,
that wasn't a button. That was you, JP.
Yeah, I don't know.
No button.
I'm not going to say that was a button quite yet. It seems like you're playing the offensive here.
It's the magic of television. What we can do online. But here you can put your hat on backwards, let your hair down. If we had it, we'd do it.
If I had it, man, I would let it flow.
All right, so let's get into a little Bucs. And speaking of Bucs, Bucky, what are the chances you think he plays this week? The fact that Grizzard said yesterday, we don't give guys reps that we don't think are going to play in the game, and he's getting reps. So by my Florida State math and logic, he's playing. What do you think?
I am expecting him to play. Whether he gets a full snap share, not 100% sure, but. I've said that in the past too with Chris Godwin Jr. when he was returning back from injury, and all of a sudden he was out there all the time, and he had a little bit of a setback. So who knows? But I am expecting Bucky to play against the Bills, and unless we hear otherwise a little bit later today from Todd Bowles, that is a huge piece to this offense returning, and it couldn't come at a better time considering the Bills' rushing defense is absolutely horrific.
And that was my point earlier in the show is like you can control games if you run the football and stop the run. And I think, James Cook is a hell of a back. The Bucs have bottled up really good backs, Saquon Barkley. Their run defense, when they want to clamp it down, has been really, really good. So I think that's a plus right there for the Bucs. I think the latest weather forecast is for a very windy day. Somebody just said it's not going to be rainy now, but it's going to be 20-mile-an-hour winds up to 40. That's not passing weather, I guess, unless you're Josh Allen. So the run game is going to be critical. And I like the Bucs have the edge there. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, certainly from a rushing perspective, it's tough because despite how good the Buccaneers run defense has been, they rank 14th, giving up 4.2 yards per carry. And the reason why they're 14th is because they are susceptible to making a terrible mistake. And even this week, I saw Todd Bowles a bit more hands-on with the defensive line this week. And, typically during practice and the shooting window, he's just out there either standing around watching or, sitting around. But this week he was involved with the defensive line running through things. So if they can limit the home run ball, that's great. But the Bills are one of the best explosive teams in the league, especially at explosive runs. And they have one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. So this matchup in general is strength versus strength and really weakness versus weakness. So you have a great Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, and you also have a really darn good Bills offense that's mostly healthy outside of Dalton Kincaid versus, a beaten up Buccaneers offense. And a lot of players are going to return for the Bills, but a beaten up Bills defense as well. So on paper, I would say it's a plus matchup for the Bucs, but I am a little bit worried that, they can bottle up 19 runs and, 3 of them could be 25, 45 and 55 yards. You just don't know.
Yeah, and I think why do you think that? I'm looking at the tape from last week. It looked like the second level, there were some really bad angles taken. Antoine Winfield Jr. was on the wrong side at one point, didn't take a good angle. The speed of Travion Henderson, by the way, is a factor. I mean, that guy reached 22 miles an hour. It's, that's a whole part of this. There may have been some holding on one of the plays, but I think just in general, guys did not do their jobs. And I think there's going to be a much better focus on that this week, or at least there should be. At least there should be, because James Cook obviously is as dangerous as anybody did take it to the house. So hopefully it'll be improved. And give me a take on Baker, where he's at right now. I mean, we thought he was hurt, and we learned from Tracy Wolfson that he's been 50% for the last few games. I think he was better last week. He said he didn't get hurt. He is getting better. Where are you at with the way Baker's playing right now?
Yeah, he looked better last week from a physical standpoint. Like, his numbers show that. The way that he was throwing the ball shows that. But I think some of the decision making, and I don't know if that's Grizz. I don't know if that's Baker. Like, you know, and all this can be debated because we're not in the QB rooms. We don't really 100% know what's going on. But there was a third down play where Emeka is going to be one-on-one with Christian Gonzalez. Emeka is going to be an amazing player in this league. He already is. He's clearly an NFL number one. But he does struggle man to man. And you have up top, you have a pick play, which was well designed by Josh Grizzard. Not only are you going to have Rashad White into the flat, but you're also going to have maybe something pop up over the middle, which it did. And instead, Baker decided before the down, it's a timing route. I'm going to throw it to Emeka one-on-one. And I think he's got to trust some of his other guys a little bit more, and he's got to utilize the world around him. Like, hey, I understand that Grizz says, hey, we got to win one-on-one on the outside, man-to-man, blah, 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 blah. The fact is, if you're scheming up a pick play for me on a third down to move the chains, just use the pick play. Use the pick play, and it worked. So it's like, I think there are some decisions where Baker needs to. It seemed like last game it was just, I'm going to go and feed Emeka. Like, Emeka's our best wide receiver. We're just going to feed him.
I don't trust anybody else. Yeah.
And it just wasn't always there. It just wasn't. No. And that was my thing, is like, hey, Emeka's not great man-to-man. He's going up against an elite cornerback. Like, maybe let's look to the pick side. Like, I just think there's some of that going. So, look, people are complaining about him not running the ball as much. Before the bye week, it was certainly injury related. When watching the tape of last game, I didn't see many opportunities for him to run. Teams are adopting the spy on Baker Mayfield, especially on third downs. The lanes aren't there for him anymore, and that's fine. But they have yet to really adjust to where they punish teams for wasting a player on spying Baker. And until they do that, the rushing lanes will not be there for Baker. So they got to beat the other team, and they got to beat him up badly with the spy, and then teams will stop doing it. And then all of a sudden we'll see Baker run. But I do think we are getting closer to him feeling a bit more towards 75, 80, 90% to where running would be an option if he had to do it. I just haven't seen the rush lanes open for him.
Agreed. The Rays making a little bit of noise. They obviously picked up the option on Brandon Lau, said no to Pete Fairbanks, and us as broadcasters cried. We cried. He's the best soundbite in town, Pete Fairbanks. What are your early thoughts on the early moves by this particular membership or ownership group, including Ken Babby buying a round of drinks for everybody at Ferg's?
Yeah,
excellent marketing.
Yeah, exactly. From the ownership side of things, we really haven't seen too much, but it is encouraging to see, Ken at Ferg's, buying drinks, talking with fans in the community. The fact that they've dropped ticket prices, they have the $10 tickets back. There's a lot. They're investing in Tropicana Field and adding some enhancements to the video board, the sound system. Which, if you've been to Tropicana Field, you know how bad the sound system is. And then also, I do imagine we haven't been kind of told what kind of in-game entertainment will be, but considering these folks come from minor league baseball, I can guarantee you the in-game entertainment will be significantly better than what the Rays have had in the past, which is squadouche. So, so I mean, from that perspective, things look like, hey, they're making nice improvements. We know they said it from the onset, the economics of this team are not going to change until we have a baseball stadium. So do not expect Kyle Tucker, do not expect all these players to come in and save this team. What I will say is, now that they didn't pick up Fairbanks, which, 11 and a half is fine for what his production is. For what the Rays do and spending that amount of money on a closer, it doesn't make much sense, especially for a guy who, and I like Pete Fairbanks. I think he's going to be a really darn good relief pitcher somewhere.
Yeah.
It just for what the Rays want to do, and especially with Fairbanks kind of moving in the back nine of his career, doesn't make much sense to allocate 25% of your available budget for next season on a closer, on one who has to reinvent himself a little bit. So they got about, I don't know, like north of 40 million to really shape up the roster this year. So I expect a nice name or two to come out in this free agency. Certainly, what we're all looking for is how will Eric Neander fix the outfield? And I think that's where he's going to be the most creative. And that's, other than that, I know reports came out that they're going to find, a starting pitcher who can eat some innings. They'll do that. I'm sure they'll get a nice name that will look pretty, and we've seen that done here so many times in the past. The 1 or 2 year special
Yeah.
from someone, but otherwise, uh, they're not as bad of a team as kind of they showcased last year. And moving to Tropicana Field is going to help in a lot of regards. They do have to fix a little bit of the fielding in the outfield, and they got to fix the hitting in the outfield along
They
with
got to get some
a little bit
power.
of the cat. Yeah, I mean there's a little tinkering that has to be done. So, but the outfield is number one on my list. Like they gotta fix the outfield. I mean, they have Chandler Simpson and every Chandler Simpson, Jake Mangum's a fun player, but otherwise, I mean, Josh Lowe was a disappointment. No other way of saying it.
Yeah.
And then it was just a
Again.
rotating. You can't even Neander said it. You can't depend on Johnny DeLuca, a guy who missed as much time as he did last season. Like he's to me, he's a backup. He's not a starter. Like he
No.
had his chance this year. He was injured for all of it, almost pretty much. So you got to keep moving the train.
Evan, with that mindset from the new ownership group for the Rays, with guys like Fairbanks and others with the contracts that are expiring, do you think it hurt the club that the new ownership group wasn't in place a little bit sooner, perhaps by the trade deadline, and they could have moved some of these guys and gotten some pieces, or at least tried to? Because what was that, late July, I think. And now you're going to maybe just watch some of these guys walk away that you potentially could have gotten a little bit of something for them at the trade deadline.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this: I don't think the ownership group being in place, I get it from the sense that they wanted to win one for the Gipper, right? They wanted to they were doing parallel planning. Hey,
Yeah.
how can we help our future while also still not packing it in for this season? But Pete Fairbanks wasn't going to, and I get it. You would have gotten something for Pete. Don't get me wrong. But around the trade deadline, Pete Fairbanks didn't really have the cutter
Yeah.
developed yet. So we kind of think retroactively of what he kind of did at the end of the season, especially in August and September, where the strikeouts started to climb. He started to look a little bit more like himself, even though the home runs were still happening and he was blowing games still. The fact is, around the deadline, Pete wasn't the Pete that kind of developed at the end of the year. He was not attracting some huge prospect. They probably would have gotten an organization's like bottom 15 type of prospect, like
Sure.
16 to 30 in their rankings. And for the Rays, they said that the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, especially for a team that the bullpen was crap during that time. They were collapsing at the trade deadline because of their bullpen. So then to trade one of your best arms away, for some prospect, I don't know if any fans out there or us would have given them much leeway of saying, hey, that's a good decision. So it was like if someone would have blown them away with an offer for Pete Fairbanks, I think that Neander would have taken it seriously. I just don't think that those offers were there. I don't think there's a huge appetite for Pete, and I think that he regained some of his value at the end of the season. And teams will certainly, especially those that can spend, will certainly pay money to see if this relief pitcher will work out versus trade an asset for a rental of where it's a huge guess.
Gotcha.
Evan Closkyy joining us here, Tampa Bay 10 sports director. So you don't think there'll be any increase in payroll at all this year with this group?
Not like dramatically.
No, I don't think dramatically.
Yeah, like I mean,
not even to
it
like
depend.
110, 120.
I mean, maybe you're kissing 100, but I kind of I think you're going to see pretty much what we've seen in the past. Maybe not as stubborn of a line. Even look, every year we go out there. Hey, Stu never tells me you got to spend this much. Look, Eric's got a budget, so whatever that budget is, the budget is. But maybe you see an opportunistic possibility, but yeah, I don't know. I would be a little bit surprised if they hit triple digits. I think you're looking probably a little bit south of that, considering they told us they're not going to change any of the economics, and maybe if the new stadium's working out,
they said the economics don't change, but
yeah,
that means you're still making over $300 million in revenue.
Yeah, but he's
they're not going to. I don't think they're going to put it in their pocket like Stu did. I think they're going to reinvest the actual revenue. If they still get the $60 million revenue share, which they should, and $100+ million in central fund money, and I think they'll drive more revenue because they're actually going to market the team. I would be shocked, honestly, if they didn't increase. And I'm not saying to 150. I'm saying over the 100 million mark.
Yeah, actually, we'll see on that front. They also got to get that money rolling in first, and they got to recoup some of the money they just spent on the team, which was $1.7 billion, and they got to spend south of $1 billion on a new stadium, and we don't know how the economics of that are going to work yet. So it's just, for me, my vantage point of the owners is just a little bit more than winning on the field. We need the stadium. That matters a little bit more to me. And then once we have the stadium, then we have some things set in place. We know that we're going to be here. We know all these things are built. We have budgets, yada, yada, yada. Then I think you can start seeing the proper investment in the team. So again, look, Eric might be able to present the player to the ownership group, and they might say, screw it, go for it.
Right. That's
but
what
I think short term. And look, they just threw some money into Tropicana Field. They're throwing, they're plugging up a lot of holes. Which and this is actually no slight to Stu, because any new ownership group coming in, taking over for the previous ownership group, has to fill a bunch of holes or do things that they see differently, and that's also going to cost you a bunch of money to reshape things. So there's just a lot of gobbledygook in taking over that I'm just tempering expectations. I don't expect it. I wouldn't be surprised by it, but I think on the onset, maybe year 1, year 2, there might be a little bit of, hey, let's figure out what we're actually working with here, what we're actually bringing in. Let's see what our budgets are, and then let's start deploying the amount of money we need to.
Sounds like what I'm hearing is we're in for another 3 to 5 lean years of Rays baseball before we start seeing some massive investments and changes in players and personnel.
We'll see. I mean, look, something that the Rays have always done, and I expect that to stay, even under Stu, is there, during the trade deadline, if they can be in the divisional race, to win the division, they'll be a bit more aggressive, and they'll trade some assets and so on and so forth. Yeah, I think it's tough because, before this season, the Rays had a tremendous farm system where you're so optimistic on a lot of guys, and from a lot of players, mostly from the hitters. The pitchers I'm still very bullish on, but mostly from the hitters, they took a step back. So that's a bit problematic. Now they have some really good defensive pieces down south, which is going to help them moving forward. And I know that's boring to a lot of people, but if you look at the Milwaukee Brewers outside of Christian Yelich, look at those players around. None of them are household names. They're typically Rays people. That's the way that they're going to build a team. And I think you could see the Rays in the future, have a guy like Christian Yelich on their team of that caliber. Right. You hope it's Junior Caminero here for the long term. But, as I've stated here a million times, the longer you wait on Caminero, the price is going to go up. And, if I was Junior also, I would really want to deal. It's a two-way street. I would want to deal if I was Junior right now, because you don't know what's going to happen when the CBA goes into, they have their dispute after next
Get your
season.
money now. Yeah.
You don't know if there's going to be a cap. Like, we don't think there's going to be. We don't think the MLBPA is going to cave. They've been down this road before. They haven't caved, and they figured out a solution. But who knows? This might be the year they say, screw it. We're locking our heels in, and we're gonna kill a season. So I don't know. I mean, that will certainly be the threat, but I would rather money in my pocket now than the thought of, hey, if the cap hits, I'm definitely screwed there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, even if there's a cap, doesn't mean guys aren't going to get big contracts.
Yeah, it's true.
Because the cap's going to be 300 million. If there is a cap, it's going to be 300 million, which hardly anybody gets to anyway, and then the floor will make up for that. So if there's any sensical,
to me, the floor in MLB salary cap is more important than the ceiling.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah,
that has to be done.
And I'm sure owners are going to tell you, we'll do a floor. We just need a cap.
We have to control ourselves.
I think there'll be, I think they're willing to budge on that side of things. Yeah. Hey, you want us to spend X amount of $1 million? Sure. Just make sure that we're not spending $500 million on this free agent coming up next season.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, and that's a much longer discussion, but in the end, this is all an owner created problem, right? They got a bunch of billionaire owners who are acting like they're poor, and it's like, you can spend on this, you just don't want to out of principle.
Exactly.
And now you have half the league that's created this idea that there's a huge wealth gap between billionaire owners, and there is different revenue streams. Look, the Dodgers TV money is different than the Rays TV money. That's just natural. But in the end, I mean, the once they get like the centralized TV deals and the streaming and all that stuff, like the RSN, the regional sports networks, is just not a good model for baseball. They need to have a one pool of money where they're getting everybody to extract money from all the owners, get money from this national pool of where they sold their games, and that will kind of create more equity amongst everybody versus this RSN model.
Yeah, getting the Yankees and Dodgers to agree to that's going to be the hard part because they have such a huge advantage. All right, a couple quick ones. Have you been out to the Pelican this week for the Hanukkah?
Have not been there, but
I'm trying to get out there this weekend.
David was out there on Wednesday for the Caitlin Clark event, and that was the amount of Indiana Fever jerseys there was crazy. It was nuts. It really was nuts.
Who's the bigger draw, Kai Trump or Caitlin Clark?
Well, I'll tell you from talking with the people that were covering on Tuesday and Wednesday. From one hand, Kai is tremendous publicity for the tournament, understandably so. You also got to factor in the Secret Service.
Yeah.
And you can't really get too close to the putting green shooting with the Secret Service. It was some weird energy there. Just and again, for a weird energy, I'd say for us sports folks, we're not used to like really being like, hey, you got to stand like super far back and living in this kind of world here. But yeah, it was a little bit of a change up having Kai around and understanding that she's under a little bit of a different detail than some others. There were also on that Wednesday like Caitlin Clark fanatics, and it was weird. So otherwise though, from beyond that, I mean, look, if anybody's played Pelican, just a tremendous course. The greens are tough as nails. I mean, the weekend's going to be phenomenal out there. So, just hoping that, players like Nelly, like Lexi are going to surge a little bit more here towards the, as the weekend approaches. They were both 1 over yesterday, and the leaders at 6 under. So I believe last year Nelly started off slow and then just turned it into high gear and won the tournament anyway. But
I think she's dealing with a neck injury or something.
She hasn't been herself recently in general, but still,
all those photo shoots that she's doing for all the other magazines.
Yeah, I mean, it's they do. The Pelican does a great job, and it's a great tournament. So, and it's a great course.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, partner. Always great to see you and chat with you, my friend. Tell the folks what's coming up on 10 Tampa Bay Sports.
Yes, you can watch the Blitz. We air that on Sundays, 8:30 in the morning, 10 Tampa Bay. But we also put the episode up early. It will be up late tonight on 10 Tampa Bay Plus, and our YouTube page 1000% will be up there tomorrow morning if you want to watch it on a Saturday. So we got that cooking, and then also you can watch plenty of our content on 10 Tampa Bay Plus, including our 6 and 11 o'clock sportscast.
Awesome stuff. Do a great job, Evan. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate your time always.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys.
All right, cool. That's Evan Closkyy, Tampa Bay 10. Appreciate him. All right, let's fold right into another expert of ours. It's the Jeeves Law Group Gator Report with the great Scott Carter. What's going on, Scotty? How are you, buddy?
Hey, good morning, guys. Doing well. Getting ready to go up to beautiful Oxford this afternoon. So looking forward. It's always a good place to go. And there's a little bit of a storyline to this game from what I've seen on the internet.
Yeah, think. First of all, before we get into that, give us a little feeling for Oxford, Mississippi. I worked in Mississippi in the 80s, and I took one trip up there. It was a very different thing. It's like the old wooden stadium. Is not like it is today, which is the Grove and everything. Give us a little feel for what it's like going up there to Oxford.
Well, I mean, I love the town. It's, I chose to, try to write for a living, and there's such literary history there. And you got the town square there and this great bookstore. And you just feel like, you're in the deep South. Like when you think of the deep South, like if I was talking to somebody from New York or Boston, I'd say, well, go down and check out Oxford, Mississippi. I think that's a good place for you to get a kind of taste of what the old South is like. And then, of course, the stadium itself, you're right, JP. We were up there in 2020. It was the first game of the Kiffin era, actually. Mm-hmm. And it was COVID. So the stadium was only, 30% full. But the Gators had a great game and won that game. But the stadium was so different from the only other time I'd been there many years before. It's modernized. They have a beautiful campus. And, of course, we all know about the Grove on game day. That's one of the more famous, I think, tailgate areas in college football. So, it's one of those places where if I was to say, okay, go to games in the SEC, I'm gonna say go to the Swamp, obviously. You got to go to LSU. And I think Ole Miss would be right there in my top 3 or 4.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful place.
It's gorgeous.
All right. So the other coach on the other side is the coach that you want, the Gators want. Yeah. So what has this all been like this week? All the chatter, and I know Lane did his radio show, I think last night. I don't know if they're asking questions about that, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I was on a conference call with him this week, and he was asked obviously about it. He's a pro now at dancing around the questions, but he's also entertaining enough to know, like, hey, I'm going to give you something to write. So, he looked at Florida. He says, I look at DJ Lagway a lot like the Florida team. This is a really dangerous, talented team. They're just not, they're not playing elite right now, but we got to take this game serious because if they're on their game, we know it's going to be a tough game. But, he didn't bite on any of the questions that I heard about coming to Florida. Somebody asked him whether or not, there's a lot of Florida fans that are rooting for Ole Miss because they want him. And he's like, well, I don't know about that. I just know I'll let them settle that in a steel cage match if they want to. He's always colorful with his quotes. And obviously you guys know the history of Florida football and what makes him such a intriguing candidate for Gator fans. And it goes back to Steve Spurrier. He is so much like Steve Spurrier. He's offensive minded. He's cocky. And he's not afraid to throw the barb. But you know what I really like? I just look at that's having fun, man. He's having fun. Yeah. And I always thought that's what Spurrier was. Spurrier had fun doing his job. And so many of these guys nowadays, it looks like they're miserable, man. So I like these guys who actually have fun with it. Yeah, they are. And because the pressure's so high, the money's so big. But, I mean, relax a little bit and you'll probably coach better. Yeah, no doubt. And you know what? If it goes wrong, you're going to get another job because they hire their friends. And second of all, you've got enough money in the bank that you don't have to worry about buying a steak this weekend, even though the price is triple now. I know. You nailed it. It's like, why are you
Why are you not having a good time? You're getting paid millions of dollars to coach freaking football. You guys, Mike Norvell looks like his head's going to explode every minute I see him. That's like, dude, like relax. Worst case scenario, you walk with $50 million. Like, I'd be skipping all around that freaking campus if that were the case. My God.
Normal people call that a paid vacation.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's wrong with these
Sign
people?
me up if you guys hear of any offers.
I know, right? God, keep it in perspective, people. All right, who's playing quarterback this week? That's the big question. Is DJ Lagway going to start?
Yeah, I mean, I think DJ's going to start. He was the number one at practice this week, unless Billy Gonzalez throws us a curveball on Saturday. But I think that was a teaching moment. You know, I think that was the first time that DJ Lagway's been benched at Florida, and I'm guessing it's probably the first time he's ever been benched in his life. And Billy's thinking was, look, we're playing horrible. DJ's had a rough first half with those 3 interceptions. Let's give him a little break. Let's see what the other guy can do. But let's give DJ a view from this angle during a game. And, you know, so you see it all the time in football. I know when you're as highly prospect as DJ Lagway is, I mean, it obviously made news and everything. But, I mean, he needed to come out because I watched him after that 3rd interception in my binoculars. And he just walked over to the bench and sat down and hung his head. You could tell his body language was totally defeated. And he wasn't going to lead them on a comeback, and neither did Tramell Jones Jr., but at least it gave DJ a mental break.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like pulling the goalie, you know. Yeah. He's still going to be your number one goalie. He doesn't have it tonight, and, you know, it's no sense embarrassing him anymore than it already is, you know, because that could get really, really ugly. Yeah. Do you think what is the sense that Lagway stays? Is it just totally dependent on who the next coach is, and it's not even worth talking about, or what do you sense?
Well, I think there's different factors involved here. He's still got at least one more year of eligibility, and with these NIL deals, we don't know, like, okay, did he sign like a 3-year deal? Does he have to pay a lot of money back if he does decide to leave? So there's that question mark that a lot of people are wondering about. Obviously, if whoever the coach is, I think he's going to have to win the job. It's not going to be a hand me the job. He's going to face new competition, I'm sure, probably from a quarterback that we don't know yet, that the new coach will bring in. So it's going to look different for DJ Lagway in a lot of ways next year if he's still at Florida. I'm not ruling out that, he couldn't regain some of his mojo, as we like to say. And he's a very talented player. I think he's mentally broken right now, and I do think that you just cannot put enough emphasis on when you miss most of the offseason like he did. And Billy Napier talked a lot about mental reps, that he was taking those. Well, mental reps, they don't do you much good on Saturday. You have to be out there physically doing the job while taking those mental reps. So I think we've seen the byproduct of his missed off season, and it's not been pretty. But I think DJ's handled it well, but he does need to regain his confidence and really kind of reboot like the Gators program is getting ready to do.
Well, that overall play at Kentucky was, I think, alarming, especially after I saw the Georgia game, which they could have won, and it would have been, I think it would have changed their season totally and changed the feeling of the program. But that was a little shocking. I mean, Kentucky's been good in years past. I don't think this is one of the better teams Mark Stoops has had. No. So what did you learn from that? And has the team quit?
Well, that's what Billy Napier was asked, and he said he didn't see it after watching the film on Sunday. He talked to the assistants. I'm not one of those people to say guys quit because I really don't know. I mean, did they play well? Certainly not. Did they miss some tackles? Yes. But were they quitting? I mean, I haven't seen that from this team during these past 2 or 3 years when the going's been pretty tough.
They've gone the opposite way.
Yeah, they usually rise to the occasion. But I know that Florida or the Georgia loss took a lot out of those guys. Yeah. And you saw the performance reflected that against Kentucky. And if they play Kentucky 10 straight weeks, they're going to win several of those games. Yeah. But that was not their night. It was not DJ Lagway's night. And now, we go into this game, okay, did they quit, or I mean, if they come out and play an inspired game, okay, you put that to rest. But if they look the same and they get blown out again, then you've got to, okay, what's going on here? Maybe they are checked out. And that's unfortunate because then you have two of your traditional rivals, Tennessee and Florida State, waiting for the home. And, it's a tough situation. There's no doubt about it. Billy Gonzalez has a very difficult job. I think he's trying to keep it together. And but, boy, man, when you go up to Ole Miss after a loss like that, it's not going to be any easier.
No. Plus, their future coach may be watching them. So if I were a defensive tackle or corner or offensive lineman, I'd play my ass off because you may be auditioning for your future coach. You don't know.
No doubt about it.
What's the injury situation with the receiver right now? It's like week to week. Who's going to play?
They're really hurting there. Obviously, Eugene Wilson III had ankle surgery this week. He's out for the year. Dallas Wilson's out for the year. Tank Hawkins has opted out. That was last week before the Kentucky game. So you're looking at J. Michael Sturdivant, the transfer from UCLA, as the main guy. And it's just a chance for TJ Abrams, some other young guys. Aiden Mizell's still around. Obviously, Vernell Brown III got back on the field at Kentucky last week. And so I don't think he's fully healthy, but he made a nice play early in the game. But he's still not returning punts. So it's going to start over with Lagway because when those guys are open, I mean, he's made some bad decisions. He's been off target. It's going to start with him regardless of who's catching the ball. And I think the offensive line has to play better. They've got to get the running game going. I mean, you could go down the list, guys, and, okay, where does the Gators need to play better this week? Well, you check every box.
All right. How do you think this game's going to go? What is your sense? I kind of feel like they're going to bounce back, but I don't know. You're around the team. You get a sense of it. What do you think?
Does Ole Miss consider this a revenge game? Are they approaching it like that, you think?
I've seen some of that talk. I certainly would if I was there. I think I've seen a player to say that this week. Like, look, because you got to remember, Ole Miss was still in the conversation for the college football playoff last year. They lost in Gainesville. Right. And now here they are in the exact situation this year. And now they get the Gators at home. So, they have a lot to play for. I don't know, guys. I kind of, I called the game last week. I was out to a lunch before the game with Tate Casey and Shane Matthews. And Tate asked me what I thought. I said, I don't like this game, guys. I think they're going to get hammered. So I called that one. This one, guys, let's see if I can get lucky twice in a row. I don't know. I think maybe Florida competes early. But I think if Ole Miss gets a touchdown or two in the first or early second quarter, I think it could kind of go like last week, unfortunately. But you know what? I'd love to see the Gators prove me wrong and come out there, and I know the fans would like to see it. I just know that I like Ole Miss a lot. I think Lane Kiffin is going to be charged up for this game. As I said, Ole Miss has a lot to play for. So we'll see.
15.5. That's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points.
We'll be picking this game in the last segment, so we won't give it away right now. But
I've got him. I've only got him at 12. Where I looked this morning. So there you go.
Well,
it's come down. Wow. Okay.
That's when I looked this morning. That's what it was. So
the consensus line from BetMGM, Caesars, and DraftKings is 15.5.
I think you'll get us. I think you'll know. Like I said, I think you're going to know which way this game's going to go in the first 15 or 20 minutes of game time. I don't think.
Oh, so live bet it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, if it's 17-7 at halftime, and you're looking at Gators are going to come back in the second half.
No,
I just
probably not going to happen.
Yeah, they're not going to come back. Happening.
All right, Scotty, enjoy your trip up. What's the weather going to be like?
I think it's supposed to be pretty nice.
Nice.
Hopefully, if it was anything like last week in Kentucky, it'll be a beautiful day for football. But I think it's supposed to be nice. And another night game, guys. I mean, this is the 6 road games away from the swamp. Every one of them have been nice. That means that we've been getting back into games like at 2 or 3 in the morning. So it's some long Sundays.
Yes, indeed. Oh, and that is not fun the next day, that's for sure. All right, Scotty, great stuff, man. Really appreciate your time. At Gator Scott is the Twitter handle. At FloridaGators.com is where you can see all of his tremendous work, along with his buddy Chris Harry. Great stuff. Read it all the time. Thank you, partner. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right. 15. What do you got? 15.5? You got 12? That's a big difference.
I had 12. I just checked this morning before the show. I was doing my picks and getting my current lines, and I had them at 12.
Okay. All right. We'll use your lines then. What line are you using?
BetUS.
BetUS? Okay.
Where I have my account. Yes, sir. I mean, where I allegedly have my account.
Allegedly.
Former
I'll check in and see what Hard Rock has it as, but this other site has it at 15.5. That's a big difference. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back on the other side. Going to get to all your comments right here. We got some very interesting comments regarding the Rays and Tropicana Field and their future site. We'll get in on that. Some FSU UF talk as well. So stay with us on that. And the Big O might be dropping in here. I got to text him, see if he's coming by. All right. We are brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. You should already be doing your holiday shopping. And if you are, let's keep it local at one of the great local companies, the Golden Diamond Source and ItalianoInsurance.com. Where are we going to go? Golden Diamond, Italiano Insurance? We'll go. We'll do both. How about that? Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. Let them do all your shopping for your insurance. Save you money for that Christmas money that you can then go spend at the Golden Diamond Source, another great local company where already they're getting ready for the holidays, and they do it the best, folks. They have the great staff there. You don't have to worry about picking out something that your woman's going to like. They know all the trends. They'll tell you what's hot, and they'll get you something great within your budget. That's what you always want, right? The Golden Diamond Source, one of the great local companies doing great charity work in the area and giving you the best selection, the best diamonds, the best everything. Goldanddiamond.com is the website. Just about a 15, 20-minute drive from downtown Tampa as well, just over the bridge, 3800 Ulmerton Road in Clearwater. Back in 3. It's the holiday season, so come visit the wonderland of jewelry at the Golden Diamond Source with over 25 times the inventory and selection of the average jewelry store. Guys, get your shopping done early, and if you have no idea of the trends and styles that your lady wants, that's cool. The incredible staff led by Julie and Steve Weintraub and family will offer up some great ideas with no pressure. They offer everything for the first-time jewelry buyer to the most exquisite selection of museum-quality pieces. Enjoy a comfortable, relaxed atmosphere and experienced staff, geologists, jewelers, and designers for all your jewelry needs. From the luxurious jewelry boxes to their VIP customer care, there's many reasons to make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond. Keep it local this holiday season. Shop online anytime at goldendiamond.com or just come by their showroom at 3800 Overton Road and always online at goldendiamond.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man, Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Are you looking for an honest AC and plumbing company? I mean, that's like trying to find a humble Saints fan, right? Well, try my friends at Third Generation AC and Plumbing Services. Been in business since 1995 here locally. And listen to what one of their customers said. Quote, the gentleman providing the service was exceptional, on time, knowledgeable, professional, and experienced. He was efficient, cleaned up behind himself, and did the work expeditiously. He not only repaired a sink, he repaired our toilet that was constantly running. We have used this company several times. They are awesome. says it all, folks. Testimonials really say it all. Call 813-961-8024 for honest, fast service. 813-961-8024 or thirdgenerationplumbing.com. We also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show as we roll on here on this Football Friday. And we want to tell you more about the Gold and Diamond Source. Come visit the Wonderland of Jewelry at the Gold and Diamond Source. It's a wonderland for Christmas. They have it all decorated. It looks beautiful. Of course, it's a great local company. As we've said many, many times, we want to keep it local for this Christmas. They have over 25 times the inventory and selection of the average jewelry store. Everything is there. They offer everything from first-time jewelry buyer to the most exquisite museum quality pieces, if that's what you're in for. If you're a dude, they have a great men's area there that you can get some of those baller watches and great men's jewelry. And again, great staff that will help you out. So enjoy a comfortable, relaxed atmosphere. They have geologists, jewelers, designers, everything is there under one roof. It's the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Overton Road, just about 15-20 minutes from downtown Tampa. Go tell them JP sent you and say hello to Julie and Steve Weintraub. Great local benefactors in the community. All right, Parter, you want to get to some of our great local commenters here?
Let's do it. I need a good laugh.
Yes. Where's Rick when we need him?
Right?
John Hill says Kai Trump had her opening LPGA debut at the Pelican. Annika's tour event is awesome for the local area. It is great. I go every year. I'm going to try to been very busy this week. I'm going to try to get out there on Saturday or Sunday. I don't think Kai will be there. She shot 83. She's last in the field of 106. She was a sponsor's exemption, and people losing their mind about that. Folks, these things happen.
Come on.
All the time.
It's the game.
All the time.
Great TV coverage yesterday, too. I watched that on the Golf Channel yesterday, start to finish, and it was really good coverage.
It's entertainment, folks.
Yeah.
In the end, it's entertainment. So a lot of people wanted to go out there and see her play, and they did. And there's big crowds. Mm-hmm. And this is one of the best fields you'll see. Obviously, Nelly Korda is out there, a big favorite, a 3-time winner of this tournament. Hyeon Ryu from South Korea is the leader at 6 under, had 7 birdies yesterday, only 28 putts on her whole round. 28 putts. That's rolling it, kids.
I can do that on one hole.
All 14 fairways. Fairways pretty big out there.
Yeah.
Pretty big out there. 15 greens. That's a hell of a job. Charlie Hull, who finished runner-up last year, is at 3 under par, so she's in the mix. Yeah, head on out there. It's going to be a beautiful weekend for golf. It is absolutely an immaculate course. It's just a great, if you love golf, or even if you don't love golf, you just want to go out to a great event and see a lot of, I just love watching the range and just watching those ladies swing. Their swings are just so rhythmic. The tempo, it's poetry in motion, folks.
I've said it for years that the LPGA is infinitely more entertaining than the PGA Tour.
I think so.
And competitive.
I think so. And it's such a relaxed vibe too. Sometimes PGA Tour events can be kind of stuffy, you know, not the Valspar, but sometimes they can be. I've been to many of them, and especially the majors. It just gets a little stuffy. This is really, really a quality field, the best golfers in the game, beautiful layout, easy to walk. I highly, highly recommend grabbing some tickets and going out there this weekend. What else we got? Michael LaRue says, Josh Allen has committed multiple turnovers in 3 of his last 5 games. He's going to give the defense chances. The Bucs need to capitalize when he does. Yeah, he's been a little loose with the football this year. I mean, and that's an understatement. So make him pay. And the Bucs have been getting turnovers and getting sacks. And the defense needs to be a huge part of winning this game. I think if they're going to win the game, they have to get at least 2 turnovers. And we'll pick this game in our next segment, so we'll give you a little bit more on that. Lottie Wilkins says, seems like Longo's number 3 is getting retired this season too. Didn't they do that last year? Then they retired. Then they had a ceremony for he retired as a Ray. Maybe that's what it was. So this year they retire Jersey. That's what it was. Yeah. Lonnie says, yeah, Stu did BOGO on Ray's players for other teams. You're wrong. What else we got here? William Madden says, does that mean being back at the hit show? Are we going to do a hit show again? Shit show. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, shit show. We might. But they're not. Shit show.
Tampa Bay baseball temperature is rising, and
I love when Dwayne comes in. Temperature's rising.
Walk up your favorite.
Tampa Bay's temperature is rising.
The
So
best
great.
seats before they're gone.
The best seats before they're gone. You don't want to get shut out. Get the best seats before they're gone. Oh, honey, look, it's sold out again. No, it's not. It's not sold out. You'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
You'll be okay. Good seats still available. Absolutely. Blaine of Tampa Bay. I've not seen you in here, but I love that logo there. Looking good, brother.
That's cool, yeah.
Welcome. Even the Gators-Ole fans online are trying to say how they are going after Golish. Oh, wait. Can't say that on this program. Yeah. Listen, I think – no, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. Go. You know what we're talking about? We're going to talk about USF and Navy in our next segment. That's what we're going to talk about.
Let's move on to the next story.
Yes. Lottie Wilkins says, I was excited for the new scoreboard and sound system at the Trop until I remembered it always needed one because it got blown off by the hurricane. Yes. Yeah, it's awful. It's been awful for so long. And that's I've said this I think we've come, a lot of people have just come to accept the Trop as like, oh, it's the best we can do. No, it's garbage. It is garbage. If you've never been to another stadium, that's the way Nick used to be. He used to be like America's favorite ballpark or whatever the hell he calls it. Gross. And then he went to, he went to Wrigley Field.
Went to a real ballpark.
Fenway. He went to Atlanta. And I said, yeah, because he'd never been to another ballpark. And I'm like, yeah. What's wrong with Student Radio Shack? Do people even remember Radio Shack?
I feel like that's dissing Radio Shack because they had some quality stuff back in the day, man. I loved Radio Shack. Yes, I loved Radio Shack. I almost built a girlfriend from stuff I got at Radio Shack.
I did a lot. You know what? I spent a lot of time in Radio Shack. I did.
I loved it, man.
Yeah, it was cool. You can make anything. You go in there like, ooh, I can do this. Yeah. It's like arts and crafts for dudes.
For electronics, yeah.
But you could do all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Kenneth McClure says it was me the other. Yeah, he was the one asking about the spy on Baker if Bucky comes back. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can play it, and McDermott obviously is a great defensive head coach, and he'll scheme it up. But I think there's no question because you use a linebacker to spy on Baker, and you also use linebackers to cover backs out of the backfield. So you got to pick your poison. You got to are you going to put your best cover linebacker on Bucky, or are you going to put him on Baker? So either way, the threat of Bucky in the short passing game is going to affect the way you play Baker Mayfield. So yeah, absolutely. Michael LaRue says Orchard Park will be 39 at kickoff with 0% chance of rain. Oh, wow. But it's going to be windy, 20 to 40 miles an hour. What do we got here? Sunday?
I have the actual weather report right here, JP, for Orchard Park for Sunday.
Says precipitation 20%.
Says snow and sleet, too, and rain.
Snow and
sleet, and rain in the morning.
Well, then that's a lot there. Like, what are we getting? Is it 20% or is it more?
Well,
do we
let's
have an
look
hour?
at.
Do we have an hour by hour?
Well, we got two. Well, let's see. I'll find the. Let me find the Sunday hour by hour for you.
Find the Sunday hour by hour while I peruse some more of this. Muslim Adam Sandler says, ban the word stew from the comment section. We're done with this ass clown. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Muslim Adam Sandler. We can refer to him as something else. But yeah, I would, yeah. Let's adopt that codicil to the JP Peterson Show charter if we can.
All right,
No
JP,
more,
here's your hour by hour Orchard Park. I can't put it on the screen. So your temperature at kickoff is what?
1:00.
1 o'clock. So 41 degrees, and it'll dip down to 39 before the end of the game. Your precipitation at kickoff, 10%. It goes up to just 15% before the end of the game. And your wind, 19 miles an hour out of the northwest. Yikes, that's right off the lake, too.
Oh, it's going to be chilly.
Yeah, it doesn't have the wind chill, but, I mean, you can figure that out.
Yeah.
40 degrees.
The wind chill is going to be in the 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that's not going to be fun.
It's not going to feel good on that joint that Baker's nursing right now either.
Yeah. Or Bucky. Yeah.
Or
too.
Bucky, yeah.
Daniel Rivera, good morning to you, says, good morning, gentlemen. Ken Welch said in an interview in the Tampa Bay Business Journal that he would be open to extending the Trop lease. Well, listen, if they can't get the stadium done by 2029, then absolutely. You just extend it one more year and you move on. I mean, I don't think that's a big deal, right? It shouldn't be a big deal.
Shouldn't be.
Now, obviously, they're going to make plans to start developing the area around it. And I think that should always be kept in the back of their mind that if they don't get done, that should be an option to still have the Trop. And that makes sense because the money you're putting into it, any return on investment that you're getting, which is limited, you'd get more if it was 4 years instead of 3. So, yeah, I think that makes sense. He says, per the piece in TBBJ, however, the construction of a new ballpark takes years. Oh, there's an enlightening factor. She writes, it would break ground only after a lengthy public process to secure funding for the project, which means opening day 2029 isn't just an aggressive goal. It's unlikely to happen. And this is according to who?
I don't get all the negativity, man. I still don't understand.
Emma Berman is the one writer of the Tampa Bay Business Journal on Welch being open to extending the Trop lease. Listen, I think anybody that has any common sense in the world would say it's a very ambitious timeline. There's no question about it. It's a very ambitious timeline. But you also have to understand that they didn't just start working on this yesterday. So, we've had Ken Hagan on the show multiple times. They've had lots of conversations. There's a framework for funding for this already. And most of the people in the government have been briefed on it. They got to figure out exactly what the location is. I think they pretty much settled on HCC, but I could be wrong. Ken Babby said the other day that they're still efforting all the different places that they're looking at. Of course, that's what they would say until they get the deal done, because you never want to reveal where you're going to be, because then all the real estate stuff goes crazy.
Yeah.
So he's, that's what he has to say. The information that I'm getting is they've done a shit ton of work on HCC. And if that doesn't turn out to be the spot, then there's no way they get it done by 2029. If they have to pivot to Ybor or some other site, it's going to take a lot more time. So I think they're pretty focused on that spot. I think they've done a lot of work on it. I know they've done a lot of work on it. There are people that have told me that it's already a done deal, but I'm not going to report that right now. But I've had people that are in the know say, yeah, it's a done deal. And most of that coming from the HCC people. Like that's a win-win for them. So that's the way they put it. So we'll see. But I'm very optimistic that they can get it done by 2029. But if they can't, no big deal. We've waited this long. Let's just get it right.
Just please get it right this time.
William Madden said, you are correct, sir. August 18th, he'll be up for re-election as mayor of St. Pete. Talking about Ken Welch. Charlie Crist could run there. Brandy Gabbard is the other declared candidate there. I don't see how Welch wins. I mean, after this debacle and what he was willing to give the Rays, I mean, Mr. Welch, I don't really know him. He's a nice man, but that was a disaster. It was a horrible deal for the city. He's lucky it didn't go through and cripple his city for decades to come. But the fact that he even put that forth, if I were a voter, I would be like, yeah, no. And the fact that they couldn't get the deal done, speaks volumes as well. That's more about Stu than Ken Welch, though. Let's just be honest about that. But I told you, Ken, don't trust the guy from the very beginning. I told you. I warned you. Anyway, Muslim Adam Sandler says, if Auburn and Alabama were both as bad as FSU and UF right now, well, Auburn is, the Iron Bowl would still mean a lot. No one is going to watch the UF FSU game, which is why USF and Miami will go Big Ten. Word to Randy. What's word to Randy? I'm not sure what that means. So you're saying USF and Miami are going to go to the Big Ten before FSU, even though USF media rights are worth 1/10 of what FSU's are. I'm not trying to degrade USF. I'm just talking numbers. And Miami's media rights are significantly less than FSU as well. And again, this is not an academic alliance. It is an athletic alliance. It is a TV deal alliance is what it is. These conferences, more than anything.
That's all any of it is now.
Yeah. And so that's what matters. As much as you feel about how shitty FSU is, and they have been. They also 2 years ago they were 13-0. I mean, that's real. They won the ACC 2 years ago. Miami's never won the ACC. 20 years, never won it. So USF has never won a conference championship. Again, not downgrading USF. It's just these are facts. So yeah, I don't see that. And I wouldn't say nobody's watching the FSU game. Actually, there'll be about 3 million people watching it.
I mean, I'll watch it, and I don't have a rooting interest.
They both have gigantic fan bases. Even when they're bad, people watch. So it's not, it's not based on what your record is. It's based on your historical media rights. Now, granted, Florida State fan base will erode if they continue to employ Mike Norvell, which is why he's not going to be around. All right, Michael LaRue says it looks like Sorelli and Hedman are on track to play tomorrow versus Florida, while Hagel, James, and McDonough could all miss the game. Having Hagel sit out against the Panthers isn't the worst thing. No, it's preferred. I don't want to see Hagel out there, and that is bloodbath.
With a target on his back?
Yeah, he's no way, just coming off another hard hit in the head, concussion history, absolutely not. I'm not even excited to see Sorelli or Hedman out there, to be quite honest. I just go with the group we had last game with Sabarin, and I throw Douglas in there, obviously, like he's playing and he's starting. Be very interesting to see who starts the game and see if the gloves are dropped before the puck is dropped. I think there's a chance of that. Tune in early.
Do you really? Wow. I love that.
Yeah, I think there's a chance of that.
Love that.
Because here's the thing. Like, they know it's going to be like Slapshot. Where they're doing the national anthem and they, they're looking at the guy, refs looking at him. He was ripping. They skates over and said, "I got my eye on you guys." The NHL has already told him, "You guys get out of line. You're getting thrown out of the game." So if I'm Douglas, I'm going early before they can throw me out. I'm finding AJ Greer and I'm going to give him the business. That's the plan, I would think. Mr. King with another great prediction. Some Falcons fans saying they'll tie the division at 9-8 with the Bucs. Oh, that's not him saying it. He's got the laughing emoji.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Boy, that would be a complete capitulation.
Falcons probably aren't even going to finish second in the division this year.
They're 3-6.
I think the Panthers are going to finish better than them for sure, right?
Yeah, and they're finding ways to lose games. And did you hear the Michael Penix quotes yesterday?
Yes, it's a bad.
I haven't heard these
right now.
Kind of weird. He's like, so he was asked, who does he lean on mentally, emotionally, and then also from a mechanical standpoint. Basically said, well, I lean on my fiance for, that's who I which is fine.
Okay.
They were like are there other quarterbacks that are your mentors and like the guy that you're paying $26 million that's in your quarterback room that didn't mention him at all. Did not mention him at all. And then from a mechanical standpoint, he said, yeah, I hear from my high school coaches and my 7-on-7 coaches about my mechanics. Like, no mention of anybody on the Falcons staff.
Good grief.
Like, wow. That is, sorry, Raheem. That didn't come out too well. Yeah,
Is Raheem Morris in jeopardy? Is his job in jeopardy?
I would think.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah. That team's way more talented than 3-6. And just the way they play at times, you know.
It's just so uninspired football, man. And look, and we said it. I said it. I know you know Raheem, and I'm sure he's a great guy, but some guys are just better suited as coordinators. And I really felt like his first stint there with the Bucs was a bigger indication of his coaching prowess, his abilities. You know, I mean, I get giving him a second chance, but man, it can be very apparent early on that things just aren't going to go well for you.
Right. No. All right. Rick says JP with revisionist history. Now all of a sudden he's MacGyver and can build a helicopter out of Mr. Microphone. Hey, I set up this whole freaking studio. All right. Me.
I wasn't there for that one.
Me. There's like 25 wires going in and out of this thing. I did the whole damn thing. Shut up.
MacGyver.
Yeah, MacGyver was a great show. If you have not seen MacGyver, go watch you some MacGyver. That kid, it's almost funny. It's like literally he's got a box of matches and a Coca-Cola bottle and builds a pistol out of it to get out of his tight situation.
So great.
K-pop lover says, I believe stadium stays in St. Pete.
Sounds like a troll account to me.
Yeah,
nobody loves K-pop. Nobody loves K-pop. That's a troll account.
I love this. This is the old false narrative. Tampa says it has the money, but they really don't. Oh, how do you know? Okay. But you know, K-pop lover.
Right.
Are you writing the checks over there? Yeah. Have you been to a meeting lately? No disrespect, but I'm just doubting your sources.
Yeah.
Richie P says Welch can't get public support to keep the Rays in St. Pete. That deal is basically dead, especially after the council blew $60 million that could have gone to more important shiz. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a disaster for him. Really has. I mean, wow. I mean, and all of the crappy job that they've done permitting homes and getting people back into their homes after the hurricane, the city's just been awful. The residents have been up in arms for over a year. Not good. Not good. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll do our picks, and Big O's going to drop in as well. Maybe we'll put him in the pick segment too. We'll get his thoughts on some football.
All right.
What do you say? All right, we're brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling. They are the dynamic duo that will keep you cool in the hot summers and warm in these really chilly winters we've been having lately. So Third Generation Plumbing, great service, folks, great installation. American Standard Heating and Cooling. They have the best units, the most efficient. So go with them. Third Generation Plumbing, American Standard Heating and Cooling. They will get the job done for you. Go to their website, get the phone number there, or email them. Emergency service. They are the best. Look at their 5-star reviews. Great folks over there. Anything mechanical you need in your house, plumbing, AC, anything, thirdgenerationplumbing.com will get it done. Back in 3. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Are you looking for an honest AC and plumbing company? I mean, that's like trying to find a humble Saints fan, right? Well, try my friends at Third Generation AC and Plumbing Services. Been in business since 1995 here locally. And listen to what one of their customers said. Quote, the gentleman providing the service was exceptional, on time, knowledgeable, professional, and experienced. He was efficient, cleaned up behind himself, and did the work expeditiously. He not only repaired a sink, he repaired our toilet that was constantly running. We have used this company several times. They are awesome. Says it all, folks. Testimonials really say it all. Call 813-961-8024 for honest, fast service. 813-961-8024 or thirdgenerationplumbing.com. We also do AC.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here on this Football Friday. As we roll on, we're going to do some picks for you here. We're brought to you by the great folks at Cafe Paradiso. You're looking for a place to go have a great Italian meal this weekend. What better place than Cafe Paradiso? Go see our man Paolo Tini over there. Get some salsiccia and some branzino. The greatest traditional Italian food you'll have over there. Pair it with a nice glass of wine or maybe 3 or 4 bottles of wine. Go ahead. Bust it open. Have a great night.
At the very least, 3 to 4 bottles of wine.
Over there, it's always just such a wonderful experience because the staff is so good. And by the way, they'll make you anything you want. You know, they have a menu there, obviously, but if you want something special, they'll make it for you. That's how they do business. It's a local hometown. It's been in business for over 30 years. Great folks over there. Tell them JP sent you. All right, you want to do some picks?
I'm ready.
All right. I guess you're going to run this show, so let's go. And the Big O's here, so we're going to give him a shot. He'll jump in here as well.
Come on.
There you go.
Big O.
How you doing, buddy?
Add that to
Can you
this
hear me?
thing. Yeah, it should be able to hear you.
Yeah,
You got him?
I got him. Yeah, I got him.
All right.
I got him.
No, just checking. Just checking. I didn't know if you had me or not.
There
How
we
are
go.
you, buddy? You have a good week?
I always got you. It's been a week, man. I'm telling you.
All right. All right. You
Been a
look
week.
good, though. You look good. I like the
Well, thank
orange watch, the hat backwards. You're ready. You're ready for the weekend games, bro.
Man,
He is.
my weekend has already started.
Has it?
I might have had 2 or 7 Jaeger shots this morning already.
Hello.
Oh,
Jeez.
hello.
That's like, what time is it over there?
Hope Dr. Lugo's not watching.
It is
Oh.
10 until
I don't
it is
think that
10
was on
minutes
here.
until 11.
I don't think that was on your.
It's not even noon yet, dude.
Yeah.
Oh heck no! If you don't start till noon,
Put your face up in. Can you put your face up? Can we see you?
I want to see.
All right, hang on.
Or do I need to
do this?
take off the solo?
There he is.
No.
Nice.
Oh,
Hang on.
Sorry, I did that. There we go.
There he is.
There we go.
There it is.
He's looking.
There it is.
He's looking like mean and ready to go for the weekend.
All right. Let's get it going.
All right, JP. You told me to pick Bucs and Bills, and then you gave me 3 college games, and you told me to pick my 3 best bets. All right.
Yeah.
You just want me to run through mine, and then we'll go around the room. I'll just go through mine first.
You pick a game. Give us the numbers.
I'm here as an innocent bystander.
Add some music, and then we'll go right to it.
I had a little humor to this.
Yeah. You guys get your pencils and pens ready.
How about this?
All right. Ooh! Wow! Wow!
Yeah!
That's what I'm talking about.
Ready to run through a brick wall? Let's just freaking go.
Where's Scarlett Johansson fighting some dinosaur?
In a wet white t-shirt. Let's go.
I'm having her for the win.
All right. Well, let's start with my buck. Let's start with my Buccaneers. It's my only NFL pick of the week. As JP, according to where I looked this morning, the Bucs are plus 5.5. With my over/under at 47, I indeed have the Bucs plus 5.5. And then I'm taking the under at 47.
Okay.
I don't know if the Bucs are going to win.
I definitely like the Bucs with the points. I fine. Anytime you can make a case for a team to win the game, which I think you can with the Buccaneers and their run game, I think they're a better running team and they have a better run defense. I'm not saying they're going to stop James Cook dead in his tracks. I doubt that's going to happen. But I think that the turnovers are a possibility. Josh has been giving it away. I like the Bucs in a lower scoring game as well, and I'll take the 5.5.
Nice. Wow, look at that.
All right.
We don't agree.
All I got to say is the team that's going to win is the team that's most pissed off about their embarrassing losses the week before.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because they both
should be embarrassed. Well, I think the Buffalo should be more embarrassed, and they're at home.
They're at home,
and they have the wind. They have the cold and the wind. So I think they win the game. I think the Bucs. I'll take 5.5 is just too much for me.
I'm going Bucs all the way.
All the way.
Wow.
Money line.
Outright, huh?
All right, mark that down. Those going money line. All right, next.
All right, JP, I'm moving to my college slate here for you. I'm not sure you're going to like this one.
Right, let's go.
Virginia Tech plus 14 over Florida State, and I'm taking the over of 55. Give me Virginia Tech and the points.
Ay, mi madre.
There is no way that Florida State should be favored by 14 points, even over a shitty team like Virginia Tech, and they are bad. But it's so bad that I can't. And I go to Wake Forest and I say, well, we beat them 42. That was a home game. Maybe we find something. The Virginia Tech's pretty much quit. I'm just going to go with the Noles and lay the 14. I'm going to go opposite you, so we'll see who has the better record. I'm going Noles, and I'm going to lay the 14 like an idiot.
I'm with JP.
Oh, okay.
There you go. All right.
All right.
Sorry, Florida and Ole Miss. Give me Florida plus 12 over Ole Miss. A lot of points, and you know what? They did it last year. I think they do it again on the road this year. I'm taking Florida the outright money line win. And over 53.5.
You know, last year with Napier, they made a great comeback, and they never quit. They quit at Kentucky. I think this team is fractured. I think Ole Miss is charged up and more focused, especially after losing to Florida last year when they had a chance to go to the playoff. They're not going to screw this up. I think it's a rout. I think Ole Miss wins by 30.
Is it true that if Florida wins, they get Lane Kiffin right away?
They get to take him. If they win the game, they actually get to take him hostage back to Gainesville.
Back to Gainesville.
Yes, that is true.
I saw that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is absolutely
I don't
true.
know if it's true.
No, it is. It is true. 100%.
All right, let's stay in the Tampa area, boys.
All right, next.
Yep, USF and Navy. Give me USF with the points. I got him at minus 10 over Navy. This one's going to be ugly. I got the over 62.5. This could be 62-3 USF.
Yeah, this is also one of my best bets, the over 62.5. Navy can't play any defense, and they're going to score. Now, I think they'll score on USF, but I like USF. This reminds me of North Texas all over again, 63-38 type game. I think USF covers the number, and I think it goes over 62.5.
Wow.
What about Big O?
Go Bulls.
Go Bulls. O's with us. All right. All right.
Bulls.
All right, what else?
JP, how about one of the big ones here locally in the SEC? Georgia, minus 6.5 over UT. I'm taking the under 49.5, and I'm taking Georgia with the points. This is going to get ugly, too, I think. I don't think Texas
Where's this game? Is this Texas and Austin?
This one's in Austin.
Or is it between the hedges?
No, it's in Austin.
Wow.
So this is one of your best bets you're just giving out, because I did not do work on this game, so I will pass on this as one of my picks. I think Georgia puts it on them.
I'm going to go Georgia because Tyler Hamilton, our guy.
This is what we call a sponsor special. One of the sponsor of the Big O show is Texas Roadhouse, Wesley Chapel, and
huge Georgia fan.
So we're going. This is a Texas sponsor special. That's what we call this.
All right, there you go. How about sponsor. Boys?
All right, so this is one of your best bets. Okay.
Yes. Another best bet here, local for me. Well, it's local for both of us, kind of. You've got the Texas Tech Red Raiders in Orlando this week. How about plus 23.5 are the Red Raiders, and I'm taking that number, and I'm taking the over 48.
Wow, plus 23.
I'm taking Texas. I'll agree with you here. I think UCF is done for the year.
Yeah,
and they cannot score. Is this one at home or on the road? I thought this was at Texas Tech.
Oh, is it? Maybe so.
I thought this was in Lubbock. I could be wrong. I don't see how UCF scores. Their offense is. Yeah, I think this is on the road, and UCF is averaging 11 points a game on the road.
Ridiculous.
And Texas Tech's defense is 11. Nasty.
Yeah. This one's in Lubbock. You're correct. This one's in Lubbock.
So
the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't think UCF scores in this one at all. So I'm going to take. the Red Raiders.
They're not even going to
shut out.
UCF. Their total is 11.5. This is one of my best bets. I say Texas Tech does not allow 11 points. So UCF team total under 11, and that's one of my best bets. My other best bet is Oklahoma, Bama. I got this one under 45.5 as well. Two good defenses and some shaky offense. So I'm going to go under on Oklahoma, Bama. And a little Friday special tonight. Louisville, Clemson. The total number is 51. I'm going over. They're going to scream over 51 points. Louisville, Clemson tonight. So that's a little bonus.
I almost had that game too. Yep.
Yeah, there's our bonus picks. All right.
There it is. How about my last one, JP? You know I'm doing this. I'm doing this. A&M plus 19.5 over South Carolina. And that's at Kyle Field.
Oh, so. Really? That's I
may be at that game. I may make the drive down tonight. I haven't decided yet. We'll see.
I'm going to take the Cox in the 19.5.
Of course you are. You just wanted to say that.
I'm in the one. I don't like
that. There's a drop to be had.
Yes.
There's a drop to be had.
You take the Cox.
Yep, no questions. All right. Big O. What do we got coming up on the Big O show? Let's tease it all up.
It's going to be like Prince and back in the day. Controversy. Listen, the bottom line is that AL MVP race went to the one and only Aaron Judge. So we're going to talk a little bit about, was it right? Was this
robbery?
I don't know if it was robbery. It's a difficult case because Aaron Judge had an incredible year. But
New York bias.
It might be, you know what? Beyond that, it might be MLB bias.
Ooh.
It might be MLB
controversy.
That's my real thought on that, and the thought is that because listen, who is the want to be pushed face of Major League Baseball worldwide? It's not Shohei Ohtani. I think they want to build up Aaron Judge and another MVP Not that I'm saying he didn't have a great season, but there is another award, by the way, called the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive player in each league. And again, he's going to win that. Shohei Ohtani's going to win, respectively. Man, a catcher, 121 games,
I'm with you.
runs,
I'm with you.
60 home runs. Set the record for switch hitters. That's a tough one. We're going to talk a little bit and try to break that one down.
All right, good stuff. Thank you. Oh, we'll be doing that 12:30 to 1:30 here, so tune in live for that. Get your comments. We'd love to have you. Timmy, great job today. Thank you all week long. We had some great guests. We will have a great weekend, make some money. We'll see you on Monday.